Hello, it's Mark. Welcome to Scotch Sunday, and today we have another Irish whiskey review for St. Patrick's Day in the month of March. So today this is Glendalough. This is the 7-year-old Mizunara Cask. So I've had the 13, which was probably my favorite Irish whiskey. So we'll see how this goes. It's getting good reviews from people I know, so they really liked it. But we'll see. I think this is limited edition also, or at least batch-wise. So Glendalough is an Irish whiskey. They were founded in 2011, and they're kind of a craft distillery, so they don't have quite the amount. They don't produce as much as some of the, like, say, Jameson or one of those, but Glendalough means Valley of the Two Lakes. It's also home to a 6th century monastery that is still standing. It was founded by Saint Kevin, a legendary monk who is the person on the cover, on their bottles and on their box. They were originally independently owned, but they're now part of the company that owns, like, White Claw. According to this, the pose that Saint Kevin is in was he started praying and he was in a trance, and he stayed in a trance for so long that a blackbird landed in his hand and made a nest and laid eggs, and he stayed in that trance until the eggs hatched. Whether that's, that's the legend. That would seem pretty ridiculous to me, but anyway. What else? I think that's really everything I can tell you about Glendalough. They make a 13. I heard they make a 17. I've never seen the 17. Their website really is not, make like a double oak and stuff like that, but the Mizunara 13 is fantastic. So I have good expectations for this. This is matured in American oak bourbon cask and then finished in Japanese Mizunara. Now, for those of you who know about a little bit about Mizunara, Mizunara is Japanese oak. It's softer. You can actually, they say, even press it and it'll give. It's more porous. It grows very crooked, so it's very hard to make casks. The casks that they do make are prone to leak. They've even opened casks before in various distilleries where they open up and there's nothing left. Mizunara also takes like 3 years to dry, and the trees themselves take hundreds of years to grow. So and of all the casks, of all the trees, like some trees, the whole tree only produce, sometimes the tree will only produce one cask. So it's very, very rare. But yeah, there's been, like I said, the 13 Mizunara is fantastic. I've had a couple other Mizunara, but I can't think of what they were. But anyway, so this is, however, this was probably, there's 20 casks in a batch, but this was actually sourced from the Cooley distillery in Ireland. So Glendalough did not distill this one. So, all right, now we'll show it to you. There we go in the glass. Here is the bottle. 7 years old, so it is 46% ABV. So let me read it to you. Basically, I already read that. Finished in Mizunara oaks, matured in American oak, 7 years old. This is batch number 1. So at Glendalough, we are on a constant quest for the world's best oak. This took us far from our own wooded mountains in Wicklow to the ancient forests of northern Japan. Rare and exotic flavors of Mizunara oak bring an unexpected depth and wonderful light floral and fruity Irish single malt. So this is our relentless search for the world's best oak. Took us from our wooded mountains in Wicklow to those of the volcanic north of Japan, Hokkaido, where we found it. As the first Irish whiskey to brand to use rare and exotic Mizunara, we had very much ventured into the unknown. Only a handful of casks were made for us in Japan's only independent cooperage. each crafted by their own master coopers, whom, even with many years of experience, are still only learning about this oak. In a way, all whiskey is an experiment and an exercise in hope until it is tasted. Bringing Irish single malt and Japanese oak together went far off the beaten path, literally, but it has led to this extraordinary whiskey. But don't take our word, sip it for yourself. Mizunara means water oak. That I did not know. So it means water oak is, Mizunara meaning water oak, is rare and expensive. The trees rarely go straight. In fact, it takes 200 years for them to grow old enough to work with. The wood then takes a further 3 years to dry before being notoriously hard to cooper. Taking a lifetime's dedication, only the most experienced coopers in Japan can work with this wood. After 50 years of coopering, the master coopers who craft each of our casks tell us that they are still learning every day. Water oak. There's only one independent cooperage left in Japan. The number of Mizunara casks that they can produce is extremely limited. The number of casks that leave Hokkaido to mature non-Japanese whiskeys is minuscule. After years of nurturing relationships, Glendalough cares for the majority of them, and they take a lot of care. Mizunara is so porous it leaks more than any other oak, but therein lies its saving grace. More whiskey gets deeper into the wood, bringing more of its wonderful exotic notes out. However, it is a whiskey better tasted than talked about. Okay, let's see. Oh my. I don't know that I like that. This is like sawdust. Ooh. Spoiled barley. Yeah. This is not. Maybe it needs to open up. I may need to come back to this because this is not good. It definitely doesn't smell it. It smells more like poplar or sandalwood. Smells like dirt and grass and tomato plants. There is a barley note in there. Get some pears. Oh wow. All right. Whew. This is gonna be bad. Okay, the palate is not as bad. I get honey, it's malty. I get lemon zest, vanilla, I get bitter oak. Finish is a little bitter. Okay, so definitely not as bad on the palate. I wonder how long, if I left this open for a long time, if it would be any better. Yeah, oaky, but maybe like poplar, more poplar and sandalwood, like sawdust. Okay, so the people who told me this was better than the 13 lied. This is not as good as the 13. I'm getting more of that poplar note. I guess that's Mizunara, but the 13 was more cedary. This isn't as cedary. This is more like poplar and sandalwood. Yeah. Grassy. I'm getting a grassy note. Barley, like raw barley, not like, you know, like right on the ground barley. Bark, oak bark. I'm getting a lot of zest, like citrus zest. Getting some chocolate on the finish. Vanilla is there. There is a honey sweetness to this. I don't know what to think of this. I don't know. I probably need to come back to this one. It is getting a little better as it goes on. The nose just is not very pleasant. I'm going to take another sip, just because it just doesn't seem to sit right. Sandalwood and poplar. Sawdust. Get some pears. It's very woody. Some honey in there. Nope. Tomato plant. Ginger. A lot of ginger. It's got a malty note. Got some pears, chocolate, nutty. This grassy note. Yeah, okay. That didn't help. I'm going to go with a 6. Pass on this. Get the 13. We'll see you next time. Happy St. Patrick's Day.